Hello, Kryptonauts. Welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat. I am your host, Blockchain John, here with my co-host, Jake Jabarelli, here to give you the top 10 daily stats as well as your crypto news of the day. With that said, Jake, how's it been going, man? Didn't see you in the last episode. You were a little busy, but what's up, man?
Yeah, I've been out of town for the last week, actually.
Yeah.
Was quite busy on Sunday. It's catching up with family, and fortunately, where I am right now, there's nobody around. There's nothing to distract me except piles and piles of photographs that I gotta scan.
Gobs and gobs of photographs.
Yeah, piles, lots and lots of stuff that I'm trying to archive. So it's kind of a self-inflicted disclaimer. This content is for entertainment purposes only. Any content made by us, the host or guest, is not financial advice. That was a terrible segue, but I figured I'd try something fun.
No worries. All right. Was that it?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do it then. Let's go ahead and get your top 10 daily stats provided by coingecko.com. Of course, we got Bitcoin settling at $43,868 and 18 cents with a whopping 7-day gain of 18.7% and a market cap of $831 billion. Number 2, Ethereum settling at $31.85 with an 18.4% gain in the past 7 days and a $380 billion gain, or a market cap correction. And number 3, Tether settling at $1 with a no gain, no loss in the past 7 days and a market cap of $78 billion. Number 4, Binance Coin settling at $4.17 and a 7-day gain of 13% and a market cap of $70 billion. And USD Coin coming in number 5, settling at $1. Of course, stablecoin, you know them. No gain, no loss in the past 7 days and a market cap of $51 billion. Number 6, XRP settling at 86 cents with a OMG 7-day gain of 43.6% gain. Cha-ching. Somebody made some money. And a market cap of $41 billion. Billion. With a B. Capital B. And number 7, Cardano settling at $1.18 with a 7-day gain of 14.2% and a market cap of $37 billion. Number 8, Solana settling at $1.11 and 31 cents with a 7-day gain of 9.3% and a market cap of $35 billion. And number 9, Polkadot coming in settling at $21.55 with a 7-day gain of 14.3%. Everything looks pretty good right now. It's green. And of course, Polkadot has a market cap of $23 billion. And last but not least, Kryptonauts, for our top 10 daily stats, we have Terra settling at $55.88 with a 7-day gain of 17.1% and a market cap of $22 billion. And our next 5 runner-up are Avalanche, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Binance USD, and Polygon. Right.
Hey, Polygon's in the top 15 again. Woo!
Do you have Polygon?
I have a lot of coins.
Yep. How much Polygon do you have?
Including absolute shit coins. I can't admit to how much Polygon I have, nor can I admit to anything, because no one should ever tell anyone how much coin they have. But
Cha-ching, that's your 2 Satoshis a day, everybody.
I do have some Polygon and some, well, I have some of it, literally everything that's up 100. So
let me ask you, did you ever get your Polygon over to the Polygon chain, or is it still on ETH chain?
No, it's definitely on Polygon. It's been on Polygon since they broke away. So I don't want to trade on ETH because ETH is expensive, regardless of what price it's at. So.
Right. Was it difficult, easy, affordable, expensive?
Oh, it was very easy. No, it was very easy to get. No, it was very, very inexpensive and very easy to get.
Interesting. All right. Okay, with that said, Kryptonauts, let's see, where is our total market cap? There it is, at $2.1 trillion. That's with a capital T, the big T. That's what that capital T means. And a 7-day gain, or actually, excuse me, last 24-hour gain of 1.6%. And as you can see here, Cryptonauts, if you look up in the top right corner, you do see a little candy jar. Mine has a little red dot on it because I didn't collect my candies for the day, which I'm about to collect right now. Cha-ching, there we go. Collecting my candies, you can hit up the rewards tab right here, collect the rewards. Last week, as you guys saw, or this past Sunday, correction, I collected an NFT badge, which is still on the market right now, and it's called Candy Collector. If you guys haven't done that yet, you guys can get yourself some awesome NFTs or some cool discounts on some services or products here that CoinGecko is giving you guys. So with that said, Jake, back to you.
All right, we got not a whole lot of news today. Only maybe 10 articles. There's a lot of analysis going on, but let me just get to the little note we normally run here. There we go. I got it. So we appreciate everyone who is listening on Anchor or other podcasting sites, as well as anyone watching John and us do the scrolling of the news on YouTube. If you like our content, we do appreciate a like. And if you'd like to get more of it, you can hit us subscribe with the notification bell like Wednesday and Sundays when we post. You can check us on Discord. There's always a lot of activity on Discord. We're looking for more people to join if they'd like to, because you can get to talk to us directly and get to interact with us on all kinds of different coins, particularly Raven. Very popular coin with us. We also, any of the people that we've interviewed in the past, a lot of them have a tendency to hang out in our Discord channel. You can also get us on Patreon with 3 different levels of support. And if you don't want to do that, you can always support us through crypto. We accept Finance, Ethereum, Bitcoin, BAT, a bunch of B's there, and Raven. You can get that in the link tree, or the coin tree link in the description as well.
Perfect. All right, Cryptonauts, let's get started with your crypto news of the day, provided by CryptoPotato.com. First news of the day, written by Felix Molin. Crypto.com becomes the official partner of Formula One Miami Grand Prix.
Prix.
No. Is it Prix? Prix.
Yeah, but just like all those other weird French words that don't make sense, like kernel and chuffer and things like that, the PRIX means Prix.
PRIX. Got it. All right, Crypto.com has made a new move in its aggressive sports marketing campaign, partnering once again with Formula One to become the official title partner of the new Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix. The announcement comes just days before the airing of the Super Bowl, LVI, the most watched sporting event in the United States.
56, I think, yeah. LVI is 56.
All right. In which the exchange bought a spot to air an ad. That must have been, how much did it cost?
$6 million. $6 million per 30 seconds, I believe.
Jesus. That's a lot of money. That could be seen at least 96.4 million by at least 96.4 million people if last year's figures are repeated, which by the way were the lowest in the last 15 years. According to APR shared with Crypto Potato, South Florida Motorsports SFM, the official promoter of the F1 Miami Grand Prix, has announced Crypto.com is the official title partner of the city's Grand Prix. As part of the deal, the Grand Prix will now be named Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix, giving the exchange a considerable brand presence among Formula One fans all over the world. And then here's a little tweet from, Crypto.com. Deepening our global partnership with @F1, we're proud to be the first official title partner of the Formula One Miami Grand Prix. See you in Miami, May 6th. All right, Crypto.com will have the rights to incorporate its logo into the Miami International Autodrome facility, in addition to being able to integrate its branding into the event's logo itself. The famous logo will also appear on the podium and winner's trophies. As an additional point, a special Crypto.com fan zone was announced. This is a special place for the center of the Hard Rock Stadium, where a series of activities will take place outside the Grand Prix itself. The agreement runs for 9 years, starting this season, and following a previous partnership between the exchange and F1, which saw Crypto.com become an inaugural global partnership of the Sprint Series for 2021. Crypto.com has been one of the fastest growing exchanges in the cryptocurrency space, securing a place among heavyweight exchanges such as Binance, FTX, or Coinbase, especially in the North American markets. Part of its success is due to a sporty marketing strategy that has allowed it to take advantage of the general public's interest in the cryptocurrency market. As we mentioned at the beginning of the article, Crypto.com will have an advertising space for the Super Bowl LVI. What'd you say, 56? Is that what you said? Yeah, right?
Yeah, 56.
56
L means 50, V means 5, 1 means 1, so 50 plus 5 plus 1 is 56.
And that was in what, Chinese, right? Because the Super Bowl is in China this year, right?
You mean the Olympics?
All right. According to official estimates, the exchange may have spent about $6.5 million for it. Wowzers. In addition to Crypto.com, Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX also bought an ad space, and there are rumors that eToro may have also invested in its own advertising spot. So it sounds like there's going to be a bunch of crypto ads this year. Wow. Wowzers.
Yeah, crypto is the new thing that's coming out, and they're obviously making money hand over fist, especially when the market's coming back up again. So.
I really, really, really hope that they don't screw up because that's the only thing that I like about the Super Bowl is the ads. They're so funny, man. They're so funny. They're so I like them. So I hope that these guys.
GoDaddy, Doritos, Geico, all of them seem to have really good marketing firms that they hire to do ridiculously funny and catchy. Obviously, like Old Spice. Old Spice is an amazing thing with the Super Bowl. It's the reason we started using them again. Like just get the right ad advertising ABC, and then pass the beta group, and just if you can pull it off, you can do the $6, $12, $18, $20 million you spend on the one freaking ad that you put in the front of those 100 million viewers is worth all the money you spent on it. So. Anyway, continuing on here with a news from Jordan Lanchev about Zambia. Zambia explores creating its own digital currency after bashing crypto. Crypto. Oh wait, maybe that's crypto. Zambia's central bank is reportedly conducting research on its own digital currency in hopes of cutting transaction costs and boosting participation. Hey, let's see if Zambia can pull it off. Central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, are digital tokens tied to a nation's currency and run by its central bank, which basically means that rather than being decentralized, it's centralized. Officials hope that CBDC could expand the number of people with access to financial services while also improving traceability, efficiency, and safety of payment systems. Yeah, that would be good. So less corruption, the better. Zambia's Central Monetary Authority expects the results of the research to come in by the fourth quarter of this year. There is CBDC versus Bitcoin. Unlike cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin, CBDCs are tied to a given fiat currency, like that currency of Zambia. That's why they likely won't experience that much in terms of price volatility. Now, of course, if the coin of the land is volatile, then the CBDC will be too. In fact, earlier this month, the Bank of Zambia warned about potential risks associated with dealing with digital assets. Quote, people who want to deal in them should have a clear understanding of all the risks that come with such payment and investment instruments. On the other hand, CBDCs face criticism due to centralization. Unlike Bitcoin, CBDC will likely be under complete control of one party, the central bank. This is where the Chinese effort to launch a digital yuan has experienced a significant backlash from other monetary participants. Zambia may soon join other countries like China, Thailand, Malaysia, Nigeria, and others who have launched piloted their own digital currencies. Developing countries are at the forefront of innovation in payments. This is because their citizens have limited access to traditional banking services. For that reason, mobile-based money transfer services like Kenya's M-Pesa are disrupting the payment systems in these countries. Similar services based on blockchain tech could also take a fair share of the pie. For example, Bitcoin's Lightning Network, which we all use and appreciate, is popular in certain places in El Salvador and is getting traction in other populated areas.
That last sentence there in regards to El Salvador, apparently I was trying to get cleared through it, but it's only for Salvadorians. I just wanted to test out the app. Come on, you guys. Come on, just let me test it out. No. So apparently El Chivo wallet is using Lightning Network on the back end just to reduce the amount of fees, because you got to keep in mind that El Salvadorians don't make a lot of income, so to have the ability to use crypto without having that bank taking those fees, and you just paying a small, like literally you're paying a Satoshi, you're paying a single Satoshi as a fee. That is unbelievable. That's crazy, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's what the Satoshi white paper was all about. Literally, you read the first sentence, you know, it's a whole getting rid of that middleman. That's what it's about.
Yeah. Instead of depending upon the middleman, of course, the middleman can set his or her or entity's own prices.
But you know what's interesting? Like, how, you know, I'm sure the Salvadorian government has access to everyone's wallet when they're using the Chivo wallet, right? I'm sure they can shut down people after they're KYC'd if they're doing criminal stuff, right? So
Probably.
Sure it's not as decentralized as it's a government wallet. Like, what do you expect, right?
No. Right. I mean, the problem I think a lot of people have with it is the people who are willing to use it are just like, well, fine, it's a better option than our crappy
hold on.
fiat. But I mean,
they're almost encouraged to use it because they're literally giving $300 every month for free. Hey, you use this wallet, we're giving you $300. Well, why wouldn't I, man? No, excuse me.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. That was a CBDC. That was the Chinese CBDC. The Salvadorian, I think they gave you like $50, a one-time payment of $50, I think. But still, $50 in the Chivo wallet in crypto. I mean, it's free money, man.
Coinbase will give you $120 just for using their app. So.
What do you mean? Explain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's that much anymore, but most new users to Coinbase can learn about, let's say, 10 or 12 different coins and make $120.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're curious, Cryptonauts or new crypto heads, refer a link in the description below.
Well, not just that, but I mean, if you join our Discord, you get C3 Media tokens.
So,
and you get them every single day. You can literally get more and more C3 Media tokens every single day. You can do work or you get your daily payout. So come join the Discord channel and get your C3 Media tokens.
And those NFTs. All right, we done with this one? Let's go on to the next one.
Yep.
All right, let's see. IMF chief, CBDCs could be safer and cheaper than cryptocurrencies, written by Jordan Lionchev. Central bank digital currencies have become among the most popular topics of discussion among governing monetary bodies as they are trying to find a way to reduce the impact of private cryptocurrencies. However, IMF's managing director believes that each country has to follow its own route as to one type of a CBDC will not work in every nation. Reports emerge daily of new central banks that are hopping on the CBDC trend, trying to capitalize on the digital. Side tangent. So I'm talking to some coworkers because now they're getting into crypto. They're getting into crypto, which is pretty cool. But I'm talking about governments and getting involved in crypto now and CBDCs, and they're like, "What? You're talking about the herb?" Like, come on, man. I'm not talking about CBD. Come on, man.
What is this? CBD currency? Is that what this is? CBD currency? Is that what CBDC does?
I said, no, relax. It's like, what, you trying to get me high or something? It's like, no, dude. Like,
I know. I've had people say that.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, where we at? Reports emerge daily of new central banks that are hopping on the CBDC trend, trying to capitalize on the digitization of money, cited by Reuters. A research conducted by the International Monetary Fund estimated that approximately 100 such organizations are currently working on launching their own version of the digital fiat currency. The institution has looked into several such countries, including China, Sweden, and the Bahamas, all of which have reported highly advanced products that are close to seeing the light of day. Yet, given the different ways that all the countries are ruled, IMF's managing director, Kristalina Georgieva, suggested that these early experiences have provided various lessons. For instance, she believes that a prudently designed CBDC can provide more resilience for the local financial networks while also reducing transaction costs. Georgivia also claimed that such a digital product will be safer, quote-unquote, than cryptocurrencies which are unbacked, quote-unquote, and inherently volatile, quote-unquote. However, she failed to mention that CBDCs will also be highly centralized, since they will be operated by the central banks, unlike Bitcoin and other crypto assets that have no central point of authority. Ultimately, though, Georgivia asserted that no one size fits all when it comes down to a CBDC. Quote, "There are still early days for the CBDC, and we don't quite know how far and how fast it will go," she concluded. Aside from the aforementioned countries, other nations that have made significant development in launching such products include South Korea, India, Malaysia, and others. And while the U.S. Federal Reserve still explores the pros and cons of a CBDC, India's Prime Minister believes the digital versions of the country's fiat currency will strengthen its economy. Separately, Russia's second richest man recently asserted that a CBDC could replace Bitcoin. He joined Georgivia's in highlighting BTC's volatility as a potential hurdle. There you go. I think that's a bunch of BS, in my opinion, and not financial advice, but I don't see no damn CBDC replacing Bitcoin anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, it might replace the Bitcoin within that particular country, but as long as Bitcoin is, as long as the internet exists in a country, in any way, shape, or form, then then Bitcoin will be. And you technically don't even need the internet necessarily to trade Bitcoin. You just need at some point to resync your wallet. But yeah, it's a lot of things depend on the internet. Thankfully, it exists. Continuing on to Ukraine. Andy Williams. Ukraine received a $570,000 Bitcoin donation to support the fight against Russia. Yeah! Money in form of Bitcoin. Woo! Just like Tonga. A recent report from the blockchain analytics company Elliptic revealed that the Ukrainian volunteer groups and non-government organizations, or NGOs, recently received more than $570,000 in Bitcoin donations through 2021, or probably throughout 2021, which is weird because I thought they used rubles. Anyways, interestingly, the total Bitcoin donations made to Ukrainian NGOs in 2021 represent a 900% increase from the previous year. The volunteer groups emerged in 2014 to support protesters during the Maidan revolution, which led to the removal of the pro-Russia president Viktor Yanukovych from power. I'm going to have to say this guy's name again here. Following Yanukovych's ousting, Russia invaded and annexed the Crimea Peninsula from Ukraine, which led to a civil war. Since then, the two neighboring countries have been in a state of war, and the volunteer groups have been supporting the Ukrainian military by providing weapons and medical supplies. According to Elliptic, these organizations receive donations from private individuals and entities via fiat and cryptocurrencies. However, in 2021, the groups received more Bitcoin donations compared to fiat, as the cryptocurrency allows donors to make contributions without restriction. This is brilliant, and this is, like I said, why it was so awesome in Tonga. Bitcoin, quote, Bitcoin has emerged as an important alternative funding method, allowing international donors to bypass financial institutions that are blocking payments to these groups, end quote, the report stated. Yes, this is why Bitcoin rocks. One of the reasons. The document further revealed that Come Back Alive, one of the largest non-government organizations supporting the Ukrainian army, raised nearly $200,000 via Bitcoin donations in the second half of 2021. Other volunteer groups like the Ukrainian Cyber Alliance and Cyber Partisans raised $100,000 and $84,000 respectively over the past year via crypto donation. Miro Vorets, I think that's how you pronounce it, or maybe it's Mirat Vorets, another group strong with ties to the Ukrainian government and law enforcement agencies, has raised $268,000 through Bitcoin donations since it launched, the report said. Meanwhile, donating cryptocurrencies to volunteer groups and charity organizations is not a new concept. In October of 2020, way back then, the Feminist Coalition, an advocacy group in Nigeria, received $165,000 via Bitcoin donations to support the fight against police brutality in the country. And also in November 2021, Crypto Potato reported that Fidelity Charitable, the largest grant maker in the United States, received more than $270 million in crypto donations last year, a 400% increase compared to 2017. Yeah, that's quite a bit of cash.
Is Fidelity Charitable affiliated with like Fidelity, the Fidelity like investment thing?
Could be. It could be. It's all Fidelity is just a generic word. It doesn't necessarily have to be Fidelity Capital. So.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. So that's what I'm asking. Is it affiliated with that or is it something else?
It might be using a name that sounds like it, and it also might. I'd have to look into it, but I have no idea. But yeah, that's a good chunk of change there. 300 million. Well, $250 million.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
But nonetheless, the kind of the point that's being made here overall, other than just the fact that Ukraine itself received, what is it?
570.
We're 2/3, roughly, a little bit over $500,000 in Bitcoin, is because the same thing as I was mentioning before, Tonga, when its infrastructure went down due to the volcano explosion, eruption, but Bitcoin was still open. As long as you got internet somewhere, then whatever your infrastructure, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you have a satellite connection, then you can get
exactly cell phones, satellite, solar panels. You're good to go, man. You're good to go.
Yeah. And you just bypass all the infrastructure. And of course, this is the point of Bitcoin. I mean, I'm not trying to jump on my soapbox here, but
since you brought that up, yeah, go ahead.
But I mean, this is literally the point of Bitcoin, is to bypass prior institutional settings and infrastructure that existed before, because it doesn't just exist in defense of traditional infrastructure. It doesn't exist solely to benefit, the middlemen, but Milton Friedman was the father of modern economics, was the one who predicted the idea, as I've said many times on the show, predicted the idea of Bitcoin's existence, and may have been the impetus for its existence. But that's the point, is he's like, the financial institutions are screwing us because they have control of our money. We need a way of controlling it for ourselves and still being able to transfer it to each other. That's the reason that institutions existed, right? Banks and whatnot. They were the first institutions to allow money transfer, and then they controlled it, but then they controlled it and you didn't have any, I'm going to do my two Satoshis, and I already did it earlier, but the one thing, probably one of the things I despise the most about traditional finance is the credit system in the United States. I know it's there, quote unquote, to protect us, but I don't even know how it works, and half the time I don't even know how to make it work. And at the moment, I'm kind of upside down in it. And I realized that the whole point was to allow people to get credit, but the creditor systems themselves are screwing the common man. And so if you don't keep your credit up and you don't even know how it works, you're in a system that you have no control over, and you're screwed. You're screwed by default. So the Bitcoin itself, obviously there needs to be some way of verifying the validity, because the problem with Bitcoin transfer is there's no way of getting it back. There's no easy way of getting it back. And so there is that concern. But at the same time, when it comes to credit systems, the current credit system in the United States means nothing to Bitcoin. So you don't have to have a credit system. If you have money, use your money.
And
who cares if there's credit involved?
And in some nations now, Bitcoin is considered money's awesome. We're still working on that in the United States, but soon. Trust me.
Yeah.
Real soon. And when
regardless of whether or not Bitcoin becomes a quote unquote officially recognized currency in the United States, which I kind of hope it doesn't, it is a way of transferring funds. If you can find people, and you already can, because there's hundreds, if not thousands, of vendors who currently accept Bitcoin and Ethereum as payment, even stable coins. Why do you need the government to officially recognize Bitcoin as a currency? You don't.
You don't.
People already accept it.
Yeah. You don't need the government. That's the whole point. You don't need that middleman to say, hey, I need you to accept. No. I recognize it to be a currency, and the person that is selling me either a taco, of course, that's the first thing I think of, right? A taco or some type of service. They want to cut my lawn, and they're willing to accept crypto for that. Okay, cool.
I mean, even a house. I mean, buy a car, buy a house, buy whatever you want to buy with crypto. You can currently use Craigslist in the United States to buy whatever you want. As long as the other party accepts coin, you can do that. So,
CryptoCraigslist.com.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they've always, in the last 4 years, Craigslist has offered cryptocurrency as a payment method.
Oh, really?
So,
I don't use Craigslist.
I mean, I don't use it all that often, but it is a trading platform that you can use cryptocurrency on. So.
All right, next news. We're gonna skip the Shiba Inu price analyst because we know that Shiba did go up. Shiba. The Shibs. All right, next news is written by. Hold on. Let's see. Shayanika Deka. Apple's new feature to let merchants accept payments in crypto. We were just talking about this.
Yeah, great segue, right?
Right? The upcoming Tap to Pay feature on Apple's iPhone will offer contactless payments functions to millions of U.S. merchants, both big and small, to accept all types of payments. These include Apple Pay, contactless debit, and credit cards, and digital wallets. According to the official press release, the feature does not require any additional hardware or payment terminal. The announcement revealed that Tap to Pay on iPhones will work with contactless credit and debit cards for prominent payment networks such as American Express, Discover, MasterCard, and Visa. This essentially means that customers would be able to use their cryptocurrency holdings to make payments via Tap to Pay, while customers will not be able to complete a direct transaction for Bitcoin and other digital assets. They will be able to spend their holdings via Coinbase card, Crypto.com, Visa card, etc. Oh, I see. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So they're not. This is a marketing scheme.
It's an in-between way. Yeah. It's kind of in between. Yeah. Not really. It's not like, oh, you can actually use your personal wallet with Bitcoin. No, you have to use your personal wallet on Coinbase or personal wallet on Crypto.com.
Right. So Coinbase and Crypto.com and all these other card providers, they actually use Visa or MasterCard. So basically what Apple's telling you is that we accept Visa and MasterCard. And coincidentally, Coinbase card and Crypto.com card uses Visa and MasterCard. So we'll accept them as well. It's kind of stupid, but whatever. Jennifer Bailey, the company vice president of Apple Pay and Apple Wallet, underscored the growing phenomena of consumer tapping to pay with digital wallets. I do that all the time. Actually, that's pretty much my main way of paying for services now. That's what I bought my Indian fusion chicken chow mein for lunch. That's that Tap to Pay. It's awesome, by the way. With digital wallets and credit cards, Bailey asserted that iPhone's soon-to-be launched features will provide businesses with a secure, private, and easy way to accept contactless payments and explore new checkout experiences. She went on to add, quote, in collaborations with payment platforms, app developers, and payment networks, we're making it easier than ever for businesses of all sizes, for solopreneurs to large retailers, to seamlessly accept contactless payments and continue to grow their business. Apple further announced that the privately held financial services company Stripe will be the first payment platform to offer Tap to Pay on iPhones to its business users and will onboard additional payment platforms and apps later this year. Is this a threat to Jack Dorsey's block? Merchants accepting card-based payments have become increasingly popular, owning the platforms such as fintech giant Block, formerly Square. Since the initial Bloomberg reports on the product, many experts had weighed on its implications on Block. Barclays analyst Ramsey El-Lassael, for one, does not expect Apple's inclusion of Tap to Pay to have a material impact on current competitive dynamics. In fact, the analyst earlier commented that the features will be additive rather than competitive. That's absolutely right, because they're kind of late in the game when it comes to Tap to Pay. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's That's what I was going to say about it. Just stepped away. Yeah, I think we kind of made the commentary at the beginning that it's kind of a side step to what's really going on. It's kind of like, yeah, sure, crypto through these institutions, you could do it. But I mean, the majority of people who are going to be using this are the only ones who actually have crypto in these quote normal locations, not in what crypto started out as. The people who got into it like us, 7 to 10 years ago, we know what crypto should be stored on your own personal wallet. But because it's not convenient nor really all that simple, unless you understand, to hold a wallet that's not a group wallet like it is on Coinbase or crypto.com. This feature is something that we can use, but really isn't for us. Continuing on with Julian Assange. No, actually, it's just Assange now. Okay. Okay. So from Shayanika Deka or Deka, Assangedao includes fundraise after securing 17,422 ETH for $54 million. It's hardly anything, just $54 million. Dedicated to restoring Assange's freedom, Assangedao started its fundraising on February 3rd. Less than a week later, it concluded its efforts after managing to rake in 17,422 ETH from its 10,000 users. A newly formed Assangedao's mission was to raise enough funds to help free Julian Assange, aimed to acquire ETH in return for Justice, capital Justice, governance token, to bid on a one-of-one NFT, very unique. The NFT in question was made well known by digital artist PAC in collaboration with Assange. The proceeds raised from its sale are expected to benefit Assange's defense fund in terms of legal fees and campaigning to raise awareness of his extradition case. As per the data from Juicebox, the funds generated now stand around $55 million. The website dedicated to the DAO stated, quote, Assangedao intends to raise capital to bid on Assange's NFT by galvanizing an Assange solidarity network. We hope to send a powerful signal at the time of passivity is over. A new era of cypherpunk organization has dawned, end quote. As reported by Crypto Potato earlier, the decentralized autonomous organization DAO raised more than $38 million in ETH by February 7th, adding almost $15 more in 2 days. It also became the largest Juicebox DAO to raise in history after surpassing the now defunct Constitution DAO. Among other notable contributions, Assangedao also pulled in around $31,000 or 10 ETH from Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin. Well, that's good to know. Co-founder and CEO of Gnosis, Martin Koppelman, also revealed contributing 10 ETH to the movement last week. Assangedao was inspired by the Free Ross DAO, created to free the creator of the darknet market website Silk Road, Ross Ulbricht, and ended by raising $12 million. The extradition case. In 2021, WikiLeaks founder lost a major legal battle after the British court ruled that he could be extradited to the United States to face trial over the publication of hundreds of thousands of classified military documents and diplomatic cables in 2010 and 2011. In a major relief for the Australian national, the UK High Court ruled that Assange will be able to challenge the decision of him being extradited to the U.S. on espionage charges, where he faces a 175-year prison sentence. Assange can now appeal to the country's Supreme Court. I have mixed feelings about this. Well, I mean, if you want to go ahead and say something,
No, go
ahead. I guess I feel weird about it because, well, I do agree with freedom of information. I don't know that. How do I put it exactly? Was it Assange's duty, since he wasn't even, he's not American, he's an Australian, his duty to not reveal this data? So so that he didn't get in quote unquote trouble. If he knew this was, and he did, as far as I can tell, know that this would be damaging to the U.S. But it's the same thing with what's his name? What's his name? It's the guy that did it in hiding out in Russia. Why can't I remember his name? Anyways, well, I think we know what we're talking about. The guy who was in the military in Hawaii and went to Russia to hide out. The difference is that Assange got caught, right? And other guy whose name I can't remember at the moment didn't get caught yet. He left before he could get stopped. Now, of course, he has to live out his days in Russia for fear of, basically being done, have the same thing happen to him that Assange. But I guess what I'm saying is, was it Assange's call? I don't think it really was. Now, where was the documentation that was revealed?
Edward Snowden.
Pardon?
Edward Snowden.
Right. Yeah, Snowden. What? It wasn't Assange's call, but he was given this documentation and he revealed it. So I would say, like, if it were mine, I probably wouldn't have done it. But Assange was in the business of leaking documents. So literally, WikiLeaks. So he knows the thing. So it's like, if this is the hill you're going to die on, well, you made your bed. You're going to have to sleep in it, to use two different analogies or axioms. So it's kind of like, you should have been expecting this to happen. Right? So, I mean, if you're going to be an enemy of the state, be prepared for the consequences.
Yeah. But I watched one of his documentaries recently, and he doesn't look all that healthy anymore. It looks like he's been quarantined for many years. Literally years he's been quarantined in a small little section.
Are we talking about Snowden or Assange?
Assange.
Oh, yeah, no, Assange definitely does not look good. Last time I saw any videos of him living out, what's the difference? Living in a.
I think Snowden's living out of McAfee's house, man. McAfee's mansion. That dude he's healthier than most people, man.
Well, he's also very what's the word? Conscious of what he should and should not do. Mm-hmm. He was a very highly intelligent, and still is a highly intelligent security manager. He knew what he was getting into. He just didn't realize the extent of what was going on. It was bad. And do governments do bad things that are even heinously bad things? Yeah, even our government. If anything, I would say our government's one of the worst. But do we always get to see it? No. And when he saw that he could reveal it, he did, because he felt, I need to be a whistleblower. But how are you a whistleblower against your own country? If you are, you could be, just what I'm saying is, the United States is one of the few countries where you could be a whistleblower and not just be disappeared, I guess. Because competing with Putin publicly, all the people who have competed with Putin publicly have been thrown in prison or have been disappeared. So at least these two men in conflict with the United States government aren't getting disappeared. Right? They're in serious legal trouble, but they're not being disappeared.
Don't challenge.
They're not just being wiped off the planet.
Don't challenge Hillary, man. She'll make you disappear. All right. Next news. Okay. Last time.
Next news.
Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Bitcoin plunged 50%. Blah, blah, blah. That's an analyst.
I'm going to go to. I'm going to do the Voyager. It's Voyager Digital. I think that's the next one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that? All right. Let me look at the list here. Let me go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
We were looking at Assange.
Yeah.
And then this is the last time, Voyager Digital allows investors to purchase stocks. I'll have to read that. N'est-ce pas?
Okay. Did you want to take that?
No, I read the Assange, right? So.
Oh yeah. That's all I was like. It sounded like you wanted to take this one. Okay. All right.
No, I was just trying to make sure we got through the right article. Sorry.
Okay. Next news article written by Jordan Lionchef of Voyager Digital to allow investors to purchase stocks with USDC. Founded in 1993, way back when, the Voyager Digital offers numerous brokerage platforms for different assets, including cryptocurrencies. The company now wants to combine the world of crypto and equities by allowing investors to purchase the latter via Circle's stablecoin, USDC. The report from Bloomberg informed that the feature will most likely see the light of day by the end of the year. It will be possible for the following joint ventures between Voyager Digital and Market Rebellion that will enable both sides to run a regulated broker-dealer. The new entity will handle equity trades on behalf of Voyager's clients. They will be able to purchase shares of companies listed on Voyager's platforms using USDC as the payment method. Quote, incorporating stocks trading, especially based on digital dollars, is a natural extension of what we're doing, of our value proposition, and what consumers are going to want in the near future, commented the company's co-founder and CEO, Steve Elrich. Future plans for Voyager include rolling out a cryptocurrency-based debit card through a partnership with MasterCard and Metropolitan. What is it?
Metropolitan.
There you go. Metropolitan Commercial Bank. Crypto Potato reported recently that the two of the largest cryptocurrencies exchanges, FTX and Bitstamp, have similar plans as Voyager. Both firms outlined plans to start offering stock trading products to their clients to compete with behemoths like Robinhood and eToro. Okay.
This is an interesting thing. So when you buy stocks, right? The way that it used to be done was that you'd buy whole stocks, you could buy partials, and you would actually receive stock certificates in the mail. And that way you knew you owned the stock. Now,
this must have been before 1993, right?
No. That's even as recently as 2010. I think technically you can still get them if you want. But most people, at least like through Robinhood, who pretty much does not deliver certificates to anyone, they just say, "Yeah, we'll hold them for you," because it makes the trading faster. Otherwise, you have to buy it, wait for it to come in the mail or an email or whatever, and then you hold it. And then when you want to sell it, you have to send it back and trade it in. Anyways, it's faster to do the digital method. And if it was robots can't hold the stock certificate, so it doesn't work that way anymore. We just moved to this other method. But the reason I'm making this point is because if you're going to use USDC as the payment method, then the money has to go to the entity, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're buying shares of stock from whatever stock company you're buying it from, let's say you bought a bunch of Amazon, which would be really expensive, but let's say you did, using USDC, now you have to give that USDC to the company. Now, obviously, this exchange house is going to have some system set up to deliver that money to those entities. But, it's like you buy the stock, and I don't even know how it works exactly. It's in the stock market, but I mean, normally that's just going straight over to the entity. I don't know if they can pull the money right away if they need it. And I'm saying all companies will do that, but at the same time, what if that company doesn't want USDC? Right? It's going to be a 1-to-1 ratio, which means they're like, okay, we would like, somebody bought, let's say, 100,000 of our shares, whatever the price was, which is worth, let's say, $1 million. But now it's in USDC. But we don't want USDC. Exchange company that bought our, had all these people buy our stock. We need the $1 million. Thank you very much. Is they going to do that? That's what I'm curious about. So it's like, if you're letting people buy this in USDC or whatever stable coin you're buying it in, it would be nice to know that the company that you're buying the stock of can get USD dollars, actual dollars instead of the Circle's version of dollars. That's the only concern I have about this. I'm sure they have some way of working it out, but just because this is a thing that might be doable doesn't necessarily mean that all those companies you're going to be buying their stock in this other format are going to be happy about it. So All right, continuing on. I'm looking at Bitfinex's LEO exploded by 60% due to the new all-time high following the DOJ's Justice Bitcoin seizure. This is this article we were talking about earlier. So, Jordan Lionchev writes, after it became clear that several branches of the U.S. law enforcement agencies apprehended a man and a woman for conspiracy to launder nearly 120,000 Bitcoin stolen from Bitfinex in 2016, the exchange's crypto token skyrocketed by double digits. 119,754 Bitcoin stolen in 2016 from Bitfinex is one of the largest and most discussed heists in the cryptocurrency industry. While the swiped amount was worth, at the time, $70 million, which was a good chunk of change, today is worth more than $5 billion due to BTC's massive price appreciation. The anonymous hackers have attempted numerous transfers of the stolen coins through the years, but have failed to cash out substantial quantities as all associated wallets were blacklisted. After nearly 6 years, the U.S. Department of Justice highlighted a highly positive development on this front yesterday. A joint investigation with the IRS, CI Washington, FBI's Chicago Field Office, HSI New York, and others led to the arrest of Ilya Lichtenstein, 34 years old, and his wife, Heather Morgan, 31 years old, for conspiracy to launder the proceeds of the stolen Bitcoins. Keeping in mind the significance of this event, Bitfinex's native cryptocurrency reacted to in a highly positive manner. LEO traded around $5 ahead of DOJ's announcement, but skyrocketed to more 60% in the following few hours. By doing so, it surpassed a price of $8 and charted an all-time high, or ATH. Despite retracing to just over $7 as of now, the token is still up by double digits since yesterday. So, I mean, it's a short article, but it really is just making light of the fact that 120,000 Bitcoin was stolen. And at the time, like I said, 2016, it was only $70 million, which was still a significant chunk of change. But because of the appreciation of Bitcoin in that time since, it is significantly more money.
That's why you stack Satanada, baby. All right.
I don't know. I think the problem, and this is, I just want to do a quick analysis of this because it's a funny, weird mental perspective on this, and I'm going to say it because obviously people who are thieves aren't always brilliant, but one of the things that I would call white-collar thieves are better at doing, typically, is not moving all the money at once. You know, people who are anxious to get the money are just like, I need to move it all right now. It's like, don't. Because big moves are watched by everyone, particularly on the blockchain. Yeah. But if you're going to move money, you should move little bits of it, little at a time, here and there, and do what money launderers do, which is move it around a whole lot before they take it out.
Well, also use a blender or
blender is the best way. But I mean, even so, if you blend it, you still have to make sure you don't take out a large sum
or that exact amount. Like if you put in 119,000 into a mixer, and then then the other end spits out 119,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, you didn't mix anything.
It's kind of like I think I know where you're at, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I'm not saying that I would, obviously I'm not saying I would do this. I'm just saying that their thought process on it is just, I want the money, and of course that's what most people are doing anyway when they're stealing. But it's like, this is why you get caught. Yeah. This is why the news even exists. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna do it, don't take it all at once. I don't know.
So you don't buy mink coats and Cadillacs.
Yeah. People don't understand that the most hidden billionaires or the most hidden millionaires are the people who just act like everyone else. Mm-hmm. They drive sedans, cheap sedans. They don't live the high life. It always makes me wonder if the people who live the high life are all just fake. Like, oh, you don't actually have the money. You're just spending money you don't have.
All right,
but the real people who are wealthy don't necessarily do it that way anyways. I'm not trying to take up more time.
I guess I'll just keep my vehicle parked in the garage then.
I mean, what I would do, and this is something I wanted to do for the longest time. I drive a Tahoe. I don't mind admitting it. And it's a big vehicle. I realize that Europeans are probably going, why would you do that? Well, I'm a big person, so I prefer a big car. But I've been keeping it for as long as I have because I'm really hoping to just convert it to a pure electric. Currently, it's a hybrid, and it's really hard to find hybrid Tahoes in general. GM didn't make a whole lot of them. But I would really love to be able to make it into a purely electric SUV, and then I could change the license plate to electric. Currently, my license plate says hybrid V8, and I would like to see it as electric V8, which makes no sense at all.
All right.
But,
all right. Next news written by Martin Young. Central Bank of Ireland, highly unlikely retail crypto trading to be allowed. The Central Bank of Ireland has released a February report on security markets risk outlook, in which it highlights key areas of risk for regulated financial services provider. Down on page 23 is a section on new products of which crypto assets get a mention, echoing the sentiment on most central banks. The report stated that cryptocurrencies are likely to be highly risky and speculative. The bank added that consumers must be alert to high risk of buying and or holding these instruments, including the possibility of losing all their investments because the majority of unregulated in the European Union. Because the majority are unregulated in the European Union. Okay. The Bank of Ireland did state that it has seen an increase in queries for undertaking the collective investments in transferable securities, UCITS, or retail alternative investment funds, AIF, in crypto assets. However, it was not likely to approve anything for retail investors anytime soon. Quote, at the moment, while such assets may be suitable for wholesome or professional investors, the central bank is highly unlikely to approve a UCITS or a retail investor AIF proposing any exposure, either direct or indirectly, to crypto assets, end quote. The central bank did not rule out all crypto products, which suggests it may allow exchange-traded products for institutional investors. However, it does not want to keep away from retail. Industry analyst Colin Wu pointed out that some of the industry's major players, such as Binance, have set up shop in Ireland. Here's a tweet from Wu Blockchain. The Central Bank of Ireland The Central Bank of Ireland said that it is highly unlikely that the retail investors will be allowed to crypto assets. Binance has registered multiple companies in Ireland before, and there are even rumors of preparing to build a headquarters there. Central Bank. Okay. In November, Crypto Potato revealed that Binance was reportedly setting up a global headquarters in Ireland. In August, furthermore, emerged that PayPal was setting up a cryptocurrency team on the Emerald Isles. If the Bank of Ireland cracks down on the crypto trading for retail, Binance and its brethren may need to look elsewhere for their bases of operation. Central banks loathe crypto because they cannot control it. Their job is primarily to control monetary policies and the economy, which has an impact on the population, be it negative or positive. The central bank is the boss. Crypto challenges that by design, as it puts the monetary control back into the hands of the people, not the bankers or politicians, who certainly do not want to facilitate Joe public getting their hands on it. In recent weeks, the central banks of Russia, Pakistan, and Thailand have criticized crypto, with some proposing a complete ban. Yeah, sure. Good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, we don't like you. We don't like you. That's why we made Bitcoin.
Yeah. That's what the government.
We're tired of this.
That's what the banks don't understand. That's what the governments don't understand. It's not up to you guys to make the people. It's up to the people. It is now in the hands of the people.
Yeah, which is where it should have always been. I mean, I get that governments were set up to protect the people, and technically they're supposed to be by the people, which at least the way it was supposedly set up in the United States. But yeah, we don't like government rule, and so we're taking our money and going somewhere else. It's like, yeah, if all governments were in the ideal of the U.S., I guess, not the actual of what the U.S. is, but the ideal of the U.S., then maybe it really would be by the people, and not just used to be for the people. Last article here by George Georgiev. Leash skyrockets, that's a coin, leash, skyrockets 40% as Shiba Inu introduces metaverse real estate. What, is Leash trying to leash Shiba Inu? Leash is one of the ecosystem's tokens of Shiba Inu, or SHIB, and it's mooning today. When moon? Today. This happens on the back of a recent announcement where the team behind the project introduced virtual real estate in their metaverse effort. Early in January, Crypto Potato reported that Shiba Inu is to enter the metaverse space, but the team failed to disclose any further details at the time. Now, one of the most popular cryptocurrencies on the planet is also introducing virtual real estate in the form of Shiba Lands. Shiba Lands. Quote, all right, next quote, sorry. These lands found inside our metaverse will be available for purchase/auction really soon. And it will be our first step toward allowing the community to jump into the metaverse prior to its full release. The official post also revealed that the team is working on a queue system that's designed to prevent bots and gas wars, and it will allow exclusivity. To do so, the system will require interested parties to hold the leash token, which in turn will give priority and exclusive access to this, quote, first selling phase of land plots in our metaverse. Quote. Moreover, the team is also working on what they refer to as a, quote, anti-dump system, quote, designated to protect holders. Once the exclusive selling process is finalized, the remaining lands will be unlocked and made available for the wider audience. In light of the above, the price of Leash has skyrocketed 40% in the last 24 hours alone. Here is a graphical chart of that. So, yeah, put the leash on Shiba. I don't know. Did I mention? I can't remember if I did or not. Did I tell you how the reason I liked what Upland was doing with their sales of properties? So every property in Upland is its own NFT, and so you can buy them and it mints it on the blockchain, and you own it on the chain, which is awesome. But rather than do it like Decentraland did, which was just make all the current properties available to whomever had the most money, they literally have first-time users only, basically like new users. Like if you're a brand new user, there are certain properties within Upland that only you have access to, and they roll out very slowly. And there's another kind of limiting rule within Upland, which I really appreciate. Like I said, this is so they can continue to have new users constantly. There will never be properties unless the entire city has already been bought out and all the new users have sold the properties. But like San Francisco has long since been, Upland's been around for 3 years. But once you reach 100,000 UPIX in the game, which is effectively equivalent to $100 US, you can no longer buy those first-run properties. And that might take a long time to get to, but if you don't, put money into the game from external sources. But the neat thing about it is it guarantees that new players can buy property even in the most expensive places, which are not completely gone. So like they recently opened up Los Angeles in the game, and there are hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of first-run properties that no person with more than 100,000 UPIX can buy, unless a new person buys it. And the other rule is, if you ever try to create a secondary account and you get caught selling to yourself or something like that, buying up properties at low rent, you get banned from the game. So that's what I want to know. I don't know how that works entirely. I just know that you get some serious trouble if you try to have a second account. So I know I looked into it. I was like, well, I just get a second account, and they're like, no, you will not be. I think the first offense is when they find out is you get all your properties get locked down. Oh no, all your properties get locked down. You can't sell anything for 4 months. You can't buy or sell at all. You can do nothing. So you can still be in the game, but you can't do anything. And then after that, if you continue to break the rules, they take a higher level of
It doesn't sound like a game I want to play.
punishment. Say again?
It doesn't sound like a game I want to play.
Because of the dual account thing, or
well, yeah, because the restrictions, like if it's a crypto thing, you should allow me just to do whatever I want to capitalize as much as I can possible.
Well, it's a game, and you can. Once you get into the higher levels, you can do whatever you want. You can go in and buy as much property as just open, because there's plenty of just open property. And the thing that's interesting about it is that the what was that I'm trying to get? There's plenty of open property. Like the properties that always go first are the terminal properties, the properties that are near the train station or near the airport, because everybody has to use them, and so everybody wants to buy those properties. So like when I went in there for Los Angeles, they had a pre-sale, and each piece of property that was near the airport sold for 100 million UPIX, which is a lot of money. I don't have anywhere close to that amount of money. But I did get a piece of property kind of close, so I do get some money out of that because it's sort of close to the airport.
And have you sold and made profit off of it, or you're still?
Oh yeah, no, I've sold over 40 properties in the game.
Nice.
So far.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
And I've made about 250,000 UPIX, which is about $250 US.
Nice. That you're paying taxes on, right? Yes. Okay. Good.
Of course. Well,
all right. Sounds good.
I just think I just think that I appreciate their model because it actually gives new players a chance. I mean, yes, in the real world market, no one human being, including Elon Musk and what's this thing from Amazon?
Jeff
Bezos. None of these people, even including Vladimir Putin, have enough money to buy the world. Nobody does, and that's also true within the game. But some people like Bill Gates, they have billions and billions of dollars, and Bill Gates does in fact own a lot of property. Which is still weird to me, but he doesn't own everything. Right? There's certain things you can't buy. There's government property, et cetera, et cetera. But there's also a lot of individuals who just own their own property. So UPIX mimics the real world. There are probably places where there are people who own huge swaths of land, in just huge areas. But there are also places where nobody wants any land at all, like California City, out in the Mojave Desert. There's tons of land out there. Why does nobody own it? Because nobody wants it. It's useless. It's pointless. There's no use for it or something. So,
in real life or in the metaverse, that's funny.
No, it's not actually in the metaverse, but I'm saying that in real life there are plenty of places that nobody cares to own, and you can go buy it if you want to. So.
All right, I think we should wrap it up. What do you think?
I think so too.
All right, then let's get that last crypto tree plug in, and we can get out of here.
Alrighty, we appreciate everyone listening, as you do if you do every time we post a podcast. You can catch us on Anchor FM or anywhere podcasts can be obtained, as well as YouTube. Pardon me. We post every Wednesday and Sunday. If you like our content, please give us a like and a subscribe if you'd like to hear more. You can check us on Discord and collect those daily C3 Media tokens, and also get us on Patreon at 3 different levels, as well as donate via Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, BAT, or Breven. All that link information is in the CoinTree link below.
All right, Cryptonauts, let's get out of here. Until next time, stack sats and auto. Adios.